Once upon a time, in a small village surrounded by green hills and rivers, there lived a young woman named Lila. Lila was a simple lady, humble and kind-hearted. She lived with her family in a small cottage made of stone and wood. Every morning, she would wake up early to help her mother in the garden, collect water from the well, and care for the animals. Though her life was simple, she was always cheerful, smiling at everyone she met. Lila's kindness was known throughout the village. Whenever someone needed help, she was the first to lend a hand. If an elder was struggling to carry their load, Lila would rush over to assist. If a child fell and scraped their knee, she would comfort them with a soft word and a gentle smile. Her heart was full of love for her community, and in return, the villagers loved her deeply. One day, news spread through the village that the king of the land was searching for a bride. The king was known to be a fair and just ruler, but he had yet to find a queen. He sent his messengers far and wide, looking for a woman who was not only beautiful, but also wise, kind and compassionate. Many noble ladies from far-off lands came to the castle, hoping to win the king's heart, but none of them had the qualities he sought. One morning, as Lila was helping an old man gather wood in the forest, she heard the sound of horses approaching. It was the king's royal guards, and with them was the king himself, out on a journey to visit the nearby villages. When the king saw Lila helping the old man, he stopped and watched her for a moment. He was struck by the kindness in her eyes and the gentle way she treated those around her. The king approached her and asked, "What is your name, kind lady?" Lila, surprised by the king's presence, bowed her head and replied, "My name is Lila, your majesty." The king smiled and said, "You are truly a kind soul. I have traveled far and wide, looking for someone with a heart like yours. I have met many ladies of noble birth, but none have shown the compassion and love for others that you have. Would you come to my castle and consider becoming my queen?" Lila was shocked. She had never imagined something like this would happen to her. "Your Majesty," she said softly, "I am but a simple village girl. I have no fine clothes or riches, and I know nothing of royal life." The king looked into her eyes and said, "It is not wealth or royal knowledge that makes a queen, but a heart full of love and wisdom. You have those things in abundance, and that is what my kingdom needs." After thinking for a moment, Lila agreed to visit the king's castle. She traveled with him and his guards, leaving behind her small village, but carrying the love of her family and friends in her heart. When she arrived at the castle, the royal servants welcomed her warmly. She was given beautiful gowns to wear, but she remained as humble and kind as ever. In the weeks that followed, Lila learned about royal duties, meeting with the people of the kingdom and listening to their concerns. She spoke with kindness and wisdom, just as she had in her village. The king, seeing how much the people admired her, knew he had made the right choice. One day, in a grand ceremony attended by the entire kingdom, the king asked Lila to become his queen. He spoke of her kindness, her gentle heart, and how she had brought hope and love to everyone she met. With tears in her eyes, Lila accepted, and the kingdom cheered with joy. From that day on, Lila was not just a simple village girl, but a beloved queen. She ruled beside the king with grace and compassion, always remembering the values she learned in her village: to be kind, to help others, and to lead with love. The people adored her, and under her care, the kingdom flourished. Though she now lived in a grand palace, Lila never forgot her roots. She often returned to her village, visiting her family and helping the villagers, as she always had. She knew that true royalty came not from riches or titles, but from the heart. And so, Queen Lila and the king ruled their land with fairness and love, and their story became known throughout the kingdom as a tale of how a simple, kind-hearted woman became a queen, showing that anyone, no matter their background, can achieve greatness through kindness, wisdom, and a generous spirit. And they all lived happily ever after.